Menopause is a natural phase of life that every woman will eventually experience to a greater or lesser degree. However, its impact on their professional lives has often been overlooked and underestimated. Recent research has revealed a troubling statistic. 1 in 4 women in the UK has considered leaving their jobs due to menopause symptoms. This alarming trend not only affects individual women, but also has wider implications for workplace diversity, gender equality, and employee well-being. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind this concerning statistic and shed light on the challenges women face during menopause in the workplace. I'm Jo Banks. I've been a professional executive coach for almost 15 years, and I'm sharing what I know. Understanding menopause and its impact. Before we get started, a bit of context. Over the last 2 years, I've trained around 4,000 people, both genders, in menopause awareness. Having spoken to so many people about this topic gives me a unique insight into the issues and mindset of those going through menopause, not to mention the fact that I'm a menopausal woman myself. What is menopause? Menopause is a natural biological process that typically occurs in women between the ages of 45 and 55. It can also affect people who are going through transition as well. It marks the end of reproductive years and is defined as the absence of menstrual periods for 12 consecutive months. During menopause, hormonal changes, particularly a decline in estrogen, can lead to a range of physical and emotional symptoms. Common physical menopause symptoms: hot flashes, night sweats, irregular menstrual cycles, sleep disturbances, vaginal dryness and discomfort, weight gain, bone health concerns, and flooding. So with these unpredictable periods can come a deluge every now and again that you don't know how much or when it's going to happen. It can be extremely distressing. Common non-physical symptoms include brain fog, cognitive issues, depression, anxiety, mood swings, forgetfulness, feeling overwhelmed. I've talked much more about the symptoms in my previous 2 videos. I'll leave the links below. The menopause workplace disconnect. While menopause is a natural part of life, it's largely been ignored in the workplace and in workplace discussions, and also in policies. This disconnect between women's health and work environments contributes to a high number of women contemplating leaving their jobs during menopause. Stigma and silence. Menopause still remains a taboo topic in many workplaces, leading to a culture of silence around women's experiences. Often women fear being judged or stigmatized if they discuss menopause symptoms or request workplace accommodations. I still hear, especially with going out into the corporate workplace and discussing menopause so openly, I still hear some absolutely horrifying stories. You'd think we were back in the Middle Ages. It's really, really shocking. I had a very recent experience where a manager was coming to some training, menopause awareness training. They met another manager on the way in who manages women. And the one manager said to the other manager, "You're not coming to the training?" And he went, "Oh, that's women's stuff. What a load of nonsense." He wasn't even willing to come to an hour's training to understand more about menopause. So to think that stigma is no longer a thing, think again. That was 3 weeks ago. So that leads us on nicely to lack of awareness. Many employers and colleagues lack awareness and understanding of menopause, dismissing it as a minor issue. This lack of awareness can lead to a lack of support and empathy from colleagues, managers, and supervisors. Career progression. Women who consider leaving their jobs during menopause may also be jeopardizing their long-term career goals and financial security. This potential loss of talent has broader implications for the workplace diversity and also gender equality. Breaking the silence. Initiatives for change. Promote open communications. Encourage open and honest discussions about menopause in the workplace that can help reduce the stigma and create a supportive environment. Education and awareness programs can help colleagues and managers better understand menopause's impact. Have to point out here that a lot of women don't know anything about menopause either. The amount of women I've spoken to who have had light bulb moments and gone, oh my goodness, so I'm not going crazy, it's menopause, is staggering. So it's not just about awareness for non-females, it's about awareness for everybody. Having flexible working arrangements is critical because there may be times, especially if the person is flooding, when they physically can't come into work, but they're not sick. They can still do their job. They just can't risk coming into an office environment. So having that flexibility, allowing them to be able to leave if they have to suddenly, putting in these different working arrangements can be really helpful. Assistance programs. EAPs. EAPs can provide confidential support and resources to employees dealing with menopause-related challenges. These programs can offer counselling, health information, and referrals because sometimes it can be really hard to get appointments with doctors who understand menopause, and that's a video in itself. So having an EAP in place can be really helpful. Menopause-friendly policies. I am still staggered by the amount of companies that do not have a menopause policy. Implementing menopause-friendly policies such as providing fans, cold water, quiet spaces, having free sanitary products and a change of clothes or even showers in the workplace can make things so much more comfortable for women experiencing hot flashes and all of the other symptoms. Supportive management. Managers can play a crucial role in supporting women through the menopause by being empathetic, offering flexibility, actively engaging in conversations about workplace adjustments. Again, one of the horror stories I've heard recently is somebody went to their manager because they were struggling and their manager completely dismissed them and said, my wife's been through menopause and she didn't have a problem, so you shouldn't either. Oh my goodness. Every single person going through menopause is different and will experience the symptoms differently. So please be mindful of that. Training managers in how to manage those going through menopause is absolutely crucial. I've got a range of bite-sized corporate training courses which can be run face-to-face or virtually. I also have an e-learning program specifically for menopausal people called Managing the Menopause with Style. I'll leave the link below and talk more about it in a little while. Advocacy and research. Continued research and advocacy are essential to raising awareness of menopause's impact on women's careers. Organisations, policymakers and healthcare providers should work together to address the issue comprehensively. The wrap-up. The statistic that 1 in 4 women in the UK has considered leaving their jobs due to menopause is a stark reminder of the challenges that women face in this life transition. It's time to break the silence around menopause in the workplace and take meaningful action in supporting health, well-being, and career aspirations. By fostering open conversations, implementing supportive policies, and promoting understanding, we can create workplaces that empower women to navigate menopause with confidence and continue contributing their valuable skills and expertise to the workforce. This not only benefits individual women, but also enhances workplace diversity, equality, and productivity. As I've already mentioned, I have a 4-week online course specifically designed to help menopausal people manage the menopause with style. I'll leave the link below, but in less than 1 week, I discuss the menopause, about the menopause, the symptoms, stress, and identifying and dealing with stress, because stress steals estrogen, which makes symptoms even worse. In week 2, I talk about emotion control, how to control our emotions, tools that you can use to be able to do that. Lesson 3, week 3, I talk about state management, managing our physiology and using our physiology to feel better. Finally, in week 4, it's all about well-being. It's about diet, exercise, meditating, journaling, and a load of practical tools to help manage the symptoms of menopause. As I've said previously, I also coach many people on a one-to-one who are going through this change. So if you require one-to-one support, please reach out. I'm always here for no obligation, confidential conversation. What next? This is the 3rd video in my menopause series. Already out is number 22, and that's understanding the principles of menopause, and number 23, how to support someone going through menopause. So you might want to hop back and have a look at those. Upcoming is, why is the menopause all of a sudden a thing? I get that question so often. And I'm also going to do one on andropause, the male version of menopause. So remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. As always, thank you to everybody who stays until the very end, and thank you so much for your continued support. It means the world to me.